What jobs did she have when you were younger?
Oh, she worked it at a nursing home. Um, I want to say it's located off of McCullen, Brookstown, that area there, off of McCullen, by the fruit stand. She worked it at a nursing home. She she went to school for CNA, so she stayed in the nursing field for a little minute too. Okay, I guess she didn't like that, but now she's back into it because she she got a little patience with the home health thing she got going on. Like I said, she's doing pretty good for herself now. But she worked it there. She worked it at the Hilton at the room. Um, I can't really recall a lot of jobs that she had, but once she kicked her habit, she maintained a roof for for herself and things like that, you know. So
Tell me about the friends that you had growing up, and what were they doing, and what was it like in the neighborhood?
okay, the friends that I had growing up, um, once we moved from out Zion City, we moved to another place called Mall City. It's like right there around the right where Van Gogh and all that at. Okay, and I met my best friend up until this day. His name Tyree. That's where I met him at. And like I say, with our friends, they moms and dads doing the same thing. It's like, man, cocaine got to be really the drug of choice around this time. This was around about 90, 95, 96. You know what I'm saying? This got to be the drug of choice for real because, they mom and dad doing the same thing. So that leave an opening for us. Be little big mans. You know what I'm saying? We out, late. Nobody tell us to go on, come in at a specific time. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine a little 9, 10-year-old boy probably being out around 10, 11 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it was coming up in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood, it was crazy, It's either you seeing using drugs or selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Okay, which one you want? They say you're a product of your environment. Okay, the good is the ones who selling drugs got the nice cars and the big money and this and that there. The bad is the ones who using drugs, walking around looking bummy or whatever. So you choose your side, and I'm gonna be like that. You see what I'm saying? You see how you can get this, and this what you seeing outside of school. Outside of school, when you see in school, that's school. After school, it's whatever. And that's how it was growing up in the neighborhood.
What about friends that you grew up with that went on and completed school and maybe went on to a career or went on to college? What friends did you have that completed their education and went on into really to good jobs and furthered their education?
I really don't know none of them. None of them. I can't even count one friend that I had that even probably completed school. To be honest with you, I can't think of one friend. My friend Tyree, who I'm telling you now, he just came home from doing 7 years in the federal penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? I can't recall one friend that made it through school that I can keep in touch, that I'm still in touch with, and then seen, went straight and did this and that there with their life and got themselves straight or whatnot. I guess staying around in a circle, you will see somebody make it through school. Okay, it wasn't just completely all bad. You will see someone make it through school, get a decent job, and live a legitimate life. You know what I'm saying? But each his own. Some people feel like I'm not finna go and make minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna make no $300-400 every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. I make that one cell. I'm not finna go do that there. And then they got the other one would say, I'm not finna go on the streets to do what you do it either. I'm gonna do this here. Now we done seen people. I done seen, I wouldn't say friends, but people that I know in school. Like, man, look at old boy working there now. Man, I ain't see you in a minute, man. And remember them from school or something like that there. But people that I'm friends with, like that I know and I still keep in touch with, not one.
What about, did you have many of your friends that were incarcerated?
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that's incarcerated,
Or have been?
And have been incarcerated. Like I said, my best friend, who I still keep in touch with to this day, he just came home. But he walking a straight line now. Me and him just as the same. He walking a straight line now. He got him a job and he walking a straight line. But he about the only one that I keep in touch with through them all, that I can know, that I can say for sure that is trying to do something with itself. Anybody else, I really don't keep in touch with them because they probably still living, kind of wild and crazy.
When was arrested in trouble with the law?
I was around about 18, 19 years old when I caught my first charge. Like I say, you making all this money, they coming one day, so we had this spot. Right there off of North Street, we had a spot, and the police came. And I tried to run and get away, and I couldn't get away. And that was my first time ever being arrested for possession of cocaine. And from that point there, it went to me being in boot camp. And from boot camp, that's when change had started coming to me in prison, I would say. When I went to prison, that's when I really found change in prison. I think, if certain people use prison for what it is, when you in there and you look at your life and you look at what you want to go, you can see, because you ain't doing nothing in there. You sitting still every day, all day, 24/7, unless you're doing hard labor. Other than that, you're just sitting around. And I had a lot of time to think. I say I stayed in jail around about 14 months, a little over a year. And when I came out, it was semi the same feeling for the streets, but then now I done built another side to kind of like help fight the bad ways off, So it didn't stop instantly. It really didn't, after prison, but that's around my first time I got in trouble with the law. Yep.
Did you was that your only time that you were incarcerated?
Right. I was okay, when I got out of prison, I was on probation. Okay, I moved from one apartment to another apartment, and I didn't let my probation officer know. Okay, so I got a technical violation for that, and I went back to jail for 90 days for not telling him that I moved. And that was the only time that I went back to jail, those 2 times right there. Yep.
Have your mother and father ever been incarcerated?
Yeah, both my mom and my dad been incarcerated before in their life. Yeah. My dad done like 5-6 years before. Yeah.
What was the charge?
My dad is sort of like what they call a gangster. he get it. There was assault charge. I want to say that, but I'm gonna sit him down and I'm gonna let him, cause I already talked to him about this, and he gonna be open just as much as I am and tell you about, himself too. But I think it was assault on someone. That's pretty much it with him. And my mom, she was arrested for possession of stolen goods. And that's the farthest that I know. She didn't stay in jail maybe a week, and she didn't do no hard time like my dad did, but she done been incarcerated before.
Your father's only been incarcerated once?
Yeah.
And what was the term again? Did you say 5-6 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about your brother?
Mike been incarcerated too. Mike been incarcerated at least I say around about 3 times that I can recall of. Now, for this time wise, he only did like maybe a year and a couple months, a little more than me. That's the hardest time he ever done. He ain't never get no serious time, but hey, man, the money in that place feel like a year. So, I ain't taking away from it, but he's been incarcerated before himself. Yeah. So that leaves all us been incarcerated in our near family. My mom, my dad, me, and my brother been incarcerated before. Me and my brother and my dad, we didn't serve hard time. But my mama never did. She only did a couple days of whatnot, and she bonded out, and that was the only trouble she ever had got into. Right.
What about violence? What violence have you specifically witnessed? Do you have any recollection of a specific, what was the worst thing that you ever saw?
The worst thing I ever seen, I done seen some crazy stuff, but this was wrong about, this is the worstest thing I ever seen. I seen a guy get slapped with a horseshoe in the head. From lying. See, in the streets, that's what I'm saying. It's certain rules and stuff you got to live by to survive. This guy stole a dog from out this guy's yard. We was playing horseshoes up under the tree, and the guy stole a dog, and the guy had asked him. He said, "Man, I'd rather not say no names." That's why I'm saying guys. The guy had asked him about the dog, and Red lied and said he didn't know about the dog or whatnot. He don't know what nobody talking about. So happened someone seen him go and try to sell a dog to someone. So the guy who he sold the dog to pulled up with the dog. So the guy instantly had the horseshoe in his hand, slapped him in the forehead. Man, now that was crazy. That was crazy. And I'm looking like, damn. I mean, I ain't even being, I'm seeing people heads get shot off, but man, that's pretty crazy right there. You know what I'm saying? And other than that, yeah, I have witnessed, guns being shot at people. Have I ever shot at somebody before? No. Have I ever shot somebody before? No. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? But have I ever been caught up in a crossfire? Yes. Have I ever had a gun pulled on me before? Yes. You know what I'm saying? But that's probably the craziest things that I can remember towards violence. Like, that was crazy there. You know what I'm saying? That it don't get no violent than that, besides you seeing somebody get shot in the face or stabbed in the neck. I ain't never seen that there. But that stood out one of the mostest, besides being in crossfire before. I was just on Gardell Lane. I was I was making what you call a move or whatever, going over to see a guy, and I was standing by the stairs, and all of a sudden the guy just walked by and just started shooting. I don't know him, he don't know me, and God was right there with me. I had the bullets right all over my head. I can literally see, you know what I'm saying, the fire hitting the wall, bing, 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 bing. That's what it sounded like. And I'm, you know, made my way to the car and was able to, I'm like, man, what's going on? If I ain't know no better, they was trying to get me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's why it's crazy. It's crazy. The streets is crazy. But that was one of the most things stood out violent to me ever.
You said someone pulled a gun on you.
Yeah, I've been robbed. I've been robbed 3 times. I've been robbed 3 times.
What can you tell us about that? You're going to have specific memories?
Did you start it?
I did speeding.
So we were talking about the times where you had a threat of violence against you.
Right.
3 times, I think you said.
Yes. Okay, the first time I ever had a gun pulled up on me, this was the first time I was robbed. It was a drug deal, basically gone bad. Grace of God, I'm still here talking to y'all about it today. Guy had called me. I had been dealing with these guys for a minute. That's why I said the least person you expect. The ones who laughing and joking with you, and you might even bring them around you. You know, be the main one sizing you up. So I go to bring this guy something, and when I make it there, as soon as I walk through the door, guy pull a pistol on me, and then another guy pull another pistol on me. Like, look, don't move, don't try nothing. Look, we want everything you got. And I'm looking at the dude like, man, why is you doing this here, bro? You know, I look out for you, bro, when you don't got nothing. You know? So by me having the look up on my face, they must have felt like I was going to get a little answer. So they like, you sit down. But, man, you got a gun on me and you want me to sit down? I'm feeling antsy. So the guy asked me, who you got with you outside? The other guy who got the pistol. Now, one guy got one pistol pointed at me in my face. And the other guy got the other pistol right here at my side. He asked me who I'm riding with. I told him, I said, I got my uncle outside with me. He say, okay, tell him for to come in. I say, I ain't gonna tell him to come in. Y'all just go ahead and do what y'all gotta do then, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the other guy with a look on my face like, dude, bro, you really backstabbing me like this? Because I don't know the other guy that got, you know what I'm saying, the pistol to my side, but you the one got the pistol in my face. You know? So the dude just went outside and just did like this here. So my people ain't knowing no better. He get out. Soon as he walked through the door. Don't move, big boy. You know what I'm saying? Now they got us both in here. We don't know if they finna kill us. We don't know nothing. They know that we capable of coming back and basically send a hit at them or coming through them something if they let us go. You know? So we just sitting there. They got us at gunpoint. We sitting there after they took like $1,200 off of me. They took $600 from my uncle, and the drug amount that I had bought them was like worth $1,400 or whatever. So they took all that there and amazingly just let us go. Let us go. We pull out, we leave. No retaliation, no none of that. We just was glad to get away, took it as a warning, but continue to do the same thing. Okay, the second time this happened, another drug deal gone bad. I'm bringing the guy something. This time, the amount worth $7,000. Stakes real big. I had been dealing with this dude, and he had the money right there. So I'm really blind to the fact. I'm so used to when he comes, just grab the money and start counting or whatever, run through it right fast, you know, give him his little issue and go. But as I reach down for to count the money, when I go back up, he like, don't move. Once again, I don't even know if I'm finna make it home. Because when another man got the gun up on you, you don't know what you gonna do. Try to take it from him? You know, only thing you can basically do is what he tell you to do. And hope that he don't blow your head off. Once again, God's grace was up on me, you know, and got away again. Now, the third time, it was the exact same thing. But only this time here, a guy who, one of the dudes who was in the spot with me knew this guy or whatever, and he just started coming around. And some guys wanted to do him something. And they come in with guns. Once again, I'm in a situation where I don't know if I'm gonna live or die. You know? So that's that's why I really got my reality check in. You know? And I felt so, you know, so what you call it, like hurt up in the inside, because I'm just like, man, I'm a good dude, man. Why these dudes, you know, I ain't out here hardcore, you know, why they, you know, won't choose? I guess that's the reason why, because you ain't out here all, you know, hardcore busting people up and doing this and that. They see you a nice guy, they won't take advantage of you, and man, he ain't gonna do nothing, I'm gonna take that from him. But I'm gonna show you how God works. 2 other guys is dead. You know what I'm saying? And when the first guy that died, it came to me like, man, you heard what happened to old boy? I'm like, no, I ain't heard what happened to him. What happened to him? Man, he took too many bars and died in his sleep. What they call bars is Xanax. He took too many bars and died in his sleep. I see he died in his sleep. The other guy went and touched the wrong kid, and they came back and did something to his wife and him. And I'm just like, whoa, man. And I'm hearing this over the time. You know, this was a couple years back, but I'm hearing this over the time. I'm like, man, what goes around comes around, man. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that you don't have to do nothing. God can take care of stuff way better than you. You just got to keep on living. If somebody do you something wrong, you ain't got to do nothing. They got their day coming. You know, and it's going to come back around 10 times worse. You know? But that was my, you know, first time ever, and hopefully last times having a gun pulled up on me. Right.
There to protect you?
Okay,
Or
this
guns?
was.
Did you not have any guns?
I had access to guns, but this was the thing. If the police was to ever come, you got to be prepared. But if you got a weapon, that's 5 years off the top. You know what I'm saying? Not with no dope you got or nothing else you got going on. Just that gun alone can have you, if it's not legal, you know what I'm saying, can give you 5 years. So I really wasn't really in the risk, you know what I'm saying, getting pulled up. I can just be riding and get randomly pulled over. I got a pistol on me, and then what I'm going to do? You know? So I really didn't believe in always having no gun up on you, you know? And then I ain't never wanted to shoot nobody anyway, you know? Which I knew it was real, you know? I mean, people knew what lines to cross and people didn't know what lines to cross. And the guys, when they done that to me, I could have, if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have to do nothing. I could have paid somebody to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I had a peace in myself, and I took that as a warning from God, because I got a chance to know him as, man, hey, 3 strikes, the next time you might don't make it up out this here. You know what I'm saying? You need to make a change, you know? So I accepted that for just what it was, you know? Right.
So nobody was with you carrying a gun? Your uncle didn't carry a gun when he came with you?
Everybody felt the same way who I was around. The ones who you see that you got to have a gun up on you and all this and that there, them the main ones that turn into the biggest, what they call snitches. You know what I'm saying? Because they get caught with that gun. They don't want to go and do 5 years. You know, half of the people who hustling that needs a gun is a convicted felon. A convicted felon can't have a gun. You know? So the gun is illegal. So smart hustlers is not trying to have no gun up on them, you know? Because that gun alone, like I said, it can give you time itself.
you said you were capable of paying somebody or capable of a hit.
Right.
How do you go about that?
I really don't want to go into full detail about that one, but it's just simpler as, hey, you know someone that's, wildlife, I would say, who don't mind doing it. You give them a fair amount that he think fair amount, and they would do it. It's just simple as that. That's how it go in the streets. That's just the way that it is. You don't have to be the man that do something. You can lay back and do it. I mean, the gangster movies and stuff that you see with them dudes still there, that had to come from somewhere, and it does. That's real. Like on the movie American Gangster, when Frank Lucas said, I can get a man with 100 guns and just come tear this place up. The same way that he would have did it. How you gonna do that, Frank? I'm gonna pay somebody to do it. How you gonna go about doing that, Frank? Shoot, they got people out here hungry right now. Don't got $5 in their pocket, and they robbing, stealing, and killing already for to survive. So you think you don't come at them with 5, 10,000, whatever? You especially 20, 30. What? Yeah, I'm off with his head. And then that's the drug life. You can tell them, man, I give you a couple ounces. And go handle that for me. And it's just simple as that.